You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. You're driving north on Riverfront Road in lovely Kentucky. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It looks like lovely. Is it lovely? Lovely? I don't know. Okay, this one was kind of hard, guys. It probably took me about 90 minutes to find it overall. About 45 minutes last night and then another 45 minutes this morning. But I found it. So what can we see? The video's a little bit grainy, and the car was moving pretty quickly, so there's a lot of motion blur. I can see that there are some signs, but I can't read any of them. The best clue I had was this road sign, which appears to be announcing an upcoming junction with a state road. I'll get back to that in just a second. We can also see a couple other things that I made note of. At the start of the video, we've got this church on the left that has some distinctive features. Notice the segmented white curb that you see along the side of the road, especially the way that it curves in right at the entrance to the parking lot. As you pass the church, we can see that there's like a half-circle driveway here that leads to a covered entrance. The next notable thing we see is this building on the right-hand side that has the red roof. After that, you go under an overpass which has a low clearance sign. It looked like it was probably for railroad tracks. Then you cross a small river or creek. And finally, the video ends as you approach this intersection, which I assume is the intersection with the state road that we saw the sign for. At the intersection, we can see whatever these weird blue objects are over on the left-hand side, and we can see this church on the right-hand side and some traffic lights. Okay, as I've mentioned before, all the US states use different signage for their state roads. In this case, it's using one of the simpler versions, which is just a white circle on a black background with black numbers on it. This format is actually used by 5 states: Delaware, Iowa, Kentucky, Mississippi, and New Jersey. The big problem here is I can't read the number very clearly. At first, I thought it might say 174. I sort of assumed that this was a 2-digit or 3-digit number, but I started to think that maybe it was a 4-digit number. At first, I sort of thought that there was motion blur that made it look like the numbers were doubling up, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought that this might say 1774 or 1714. And of the states that I mentioned, most of them didn't have state roads with those numbers. But I did find a Kentucky state road numbered 1714. Even if that was right, though, your video wasn't recorded on that road. It was recorded on another road that had an intersection with that road. So I needed to look for a stretch of fairly straight road that intersected with Kentucky 1714. And the intersection needed to be right near an overpass, a river or creek crossing, and a church. And of course, all that's assuming it's even the right road to begin with. Fortunately, it was. I found it just by scanning on Google Maps, looking at 1714, wherever there were intersections, trying to find one that seemed like it might match. I eventually found the intersection with State Road 292, aka Riverfront Road. Okay, time to drop down the Google Street View and check all our landmarks. Except there's no Google Street View on Riverfront Road. We were going to have to confirm this using satellite imagery alone. Okay, check it out. We've got that church at the beginning of the video with the segmented curb and the circular driveway, kind of like this one here. Notice how the curb curves in towards the parking lot entrance, just like in the video? And the semicircle driveway looks right too. Next was the large building with the red roof, kind of like this one. After that, you went under the overpass and over the bridge, sort of like this. And when you get to the intersection, you can see the blue stuff on the left and the church on the right, just like you can see in this picture. I was able to bring up the street view for 1714, so I was able to get this view of the church and the traffic lights, but this is from a different angle than you saw it in your video. This would be from the left relative to where you were recording from. By the way, I really wanted to go check out that Kentucky 1714 State Road sign, but there's no street view, so I can't. But I'm pretty sure this shadow is it. Please like and share if you enjoyed this video. Also check out the link in my bio where you can find an interactive map where you can see all of the locations that I've found from the videos that you guys send me. And if anybody else would like me to figure out where one of their videos was recorded, please tag me in a comment on that video.